What does this and our future PM have in common? And it's not just that they're both northerners.
You southerners are too London-centric.
Good point, Flippy. Is Andy Burnham doing the Starmer McSweeney political tactic known as the leftish gambit? Now, all politicians are known to flip-flop. Hell, Starmer did so many U-turns he was basically doing donuts. But I'm not actually against politicians changing their mind. If they're presented with a good, well-structured argument which causes them to change their mind, then they're able to repeat that argument in a convincing way, then that's fine. But most of them can't do this because these arguments are only convincing when you're cornered by corporate lobbyists that will shovel money in your mouth until you say, "Mercy!" So far, Mr. Burnham has U-turned on Rachel Reeves as Chancellor, axing our Palantir contracts, as well as some secret U-turns, or at the very least L-turns, where he used to say about bringing utilities like water companies into public ownership, but now he talks about bringing stuff under public control instead, which is particularly strange because he says Thatcher and privatisation ruined the country. But public control without ownership is pretty much what we moved to when we privatised the industry and had government regulators control it instead of government owning it. Control without ownership will inevitably lead back down this path. But there is good and bad to his plan so far. The good we have is that he wants less ostracisation of the left and to make more attempts to work with them. He wants less use of the whip to shut down debate, which is where they threaten MPs with suspension to keep them in line. He also wants to tax American giants like Amazon more. He wants to build a ton more social housing. This all seems pretty reasonable if he sticks to these plans properly. He's even ran a bed every night policy in Manchester to expand access to safe beds at night for homeless people, which could be a pretty big deal if he did it nationwide. Mr. Burnham also wants an ex-Labour Friends of Israel chair as his chief of staff, which likely means there'll be no movement from their current position on Israel. He's also mentioned wanting to keep Shabana Mahmood and Wes Streeting in cabinet, who are both incredibly bought by lobbyists. But overall, as good as some of the policy announcements have been, he hasn't really given enough detail. Like, how is he going to fund the mass council house building? Wealth taxes? That's fine, but you just kind of got to say that, because we also want to know if it's going to be some kind of scummy public-private partnership with crazy interest rates and maintenance loans. In conclusion, he's probably 80 to 90% the same as Starmer policy-wise, but with more charisma. Hopefully he'll at least properly nationalise the water. That would be an easy win. If he only does that differently, I guess I'll take that win. But what do you think, Flippy?
I think the North should wage war on those stuck-up southerners.